Joining me now is the Prime Minister of Armenia, Nikol Pashinyan. Prime Minister, the UN, the Minsk Group, the EU, they have all called for an immediate ceasefire, yet the fighting continues. So can you explain to us what are you aiming to achieve here?
Միջազգային հանրությունը եւ ԵԱՀԿ Մինսկի խմբի համանախագահությունը
the international community and the OSCE Minsk group co-chairs needed to acknowledge what has been happening. We have welcomed and commended the OSCE Minsk group co-chair countries, presidents and foreign affairs ministers' statements. And it was Turkey which stated that Azerbaijan should not cease the hostilities. And Azerbaijan has essentially remained within the instruction given to it by Turkey. And I believe that the statement today by the EU Commissioner for External Affairs or Foreign Affairs confirms this, as in the conflict zone we have terrorist groups fighting on the side of Azerbaijan which are involved in the hostilities. They were recruited and transported to the conflict zone, to the zone of hostilities by Turkey. Taking into consideration the fact that the Armenians of Nagorno-Karabakh right now, as we speak, are under an existential threat. All towns and villages in Nagorno-Karabakh, including Stepanakert, the capital city, are constantly being hit with rockets, missiles. I think the international community should decisively act now and recognize the independence of Nagorno-Karabakh.
Azerbaijan's defense ministry have said that your forces are shelling some of its towns. We must be clear that there are civilian casualties on both sides of this. I'd like to understand, are you pursuing peace?
Absolutely, because first of all, it was the Defense Army of Nagorno-Karabakh which struck, and the Defense Ministry of Nagorno-Karabakh clearly explained that the response strikes had to be made because nothing else was possible. It was the only way to try to stop the rocket attacks, the missile attacks unleashed by Azerbaijan again.
There is no consensus from either side for who is responsible for the violence starting again on the 27th of September. You made a statement last year, your foreign minister, that you were going to prepare populations for peace. That is not what we're seeing. I'd like to understand to what extent you feel emboldened or at least supported to act, because perhaps you feel that you are supported from Russia. To what extent is that driving some of your decisions and actions?
Peace has always been our primary and ultimate goal. From the day I was elected Prime Minister, I said we have to strive to find a solution that will be acceptable to the people of Armenia, the people of Nagorno-Karabakh and the people of Azerbaijan. And I am the first leader involved in the negotiations who officially says any solution must be acceptable to the people of the other side as well. The whole problem is that Azerbaijan does not and has not accepted, officially has not accepted this formula. It has said for it there is only one solution, and that Nagorno-Karabakh is through ethnic cleansing going to be fully cleaned of Armenians and will fall completely under Azerbaijani control. This is a threat of genocide, and today international terrorists are involved in the implementation of that genocide. They were recruited, brought to the region by Turkey. They are fighting on the side of Azerbaijan, and this fact has essentially been recognized already by countries in the region and a number of European countries. So I wish to highlight, if we want to stop the humanitarian catastrophe, if we want to stop this conflict growing any wider, the international community needs to show determination and recognize the independence of Nagorno-Karabakh.
The international community are also looking to your actions, and we must stress there are civilian casualties on both sides. People have died in Azerbaijan as a result of actions that you have overseen. What measures are you taking in this conflict to try and limit the suffering of people caught up in this violence?
Գիտեք, ես կարծում եմ նախորդ հարցից ես բաց թողեցի,
Going back to your previous question, it's very important to set the record clear as to who unleashed this attack. And I think in the international media and among the international community, there is sufficient information. Armenia and Karabakh could not start this war for the simple reason that we have no military tasks to accomplish here. The task we have
Prime Minister, I'm sorry
is a
to
political
interject,
one.
but what about what
Azerbaijan
happens
is the one
next?
which in the
How
last
are you going to
15
take a
years,
course of
and in the last
action?
15 days, allow me to finish, and in the 15 days preceding the war, and I am answering your question, if you will give me a minute, please. In the 15 years preceding the war, the 15 months, weeks, 15 days and 15 hours preceding the war, Azerbaijan has constantly threatened that it will solve this issue by military means. This is no secret. Let us publicly analyze the statements which were made by Azerbaijan and Turkey. Let us analyze publicly why terrorists had to be brought to Azerbaijan, to the line of contact. What other purpose could there be in recruiting terrorists from another country, bringing them to one's country, if that country is not planning a military aggression? Why would Azerbaijan agree to terrorists being transported to its territory? But we think that the most important thing today is to cease the violence. And for this, Azerbaijan needs to stop its attacks.
Are you prepared to stop your attacks, Prime Minister?
Peace in the region, and the best tool for it, in our opinion,
Prime Minister, I'm sorry
is
to
the
interrupt.
international
Are you
community's
prepared to
recognition of
stop
the
the
independence of
attacks?
Karabakh. Yes, of course.
Բայց հասկանում եք, սա չի նշանակում, որ մենք
This does not mean
կանգնենք եւ մեզ
that we would stop and then they would come and commit genocide of our people. We have not attacked anyone. Our actions and the actions of Karabakh are only in self-defense. We have not had and do not have the purpose of killing anyone. Our only purpose is to protect the Armenian people from another genocide. It is a self-defense purpose.
What would be an acceptable resolution for you? Is there a different way of finding a resolution to this conflict which doesn't involve violence?
Our position has been and remains that the Karabakh issue cannot be solved through violence. Any solution cannot be achieved through violence. But Azerbaijan's policy has been a plan to violently solve the Karabakh issue. Armenia has always been ready for compromise. Azerbaijan is the one which does not in any way want any compromise. They do not want compromise. Their only solution is that the Armenians of Karabakh, who always have been 80+% of the population of Karabakh, should be displaced, and Nagorno-Karabakh, through ethnic cleansing, be freed of Armenians to become a non-Armenian inhabited area. But people cannot just leave their thousands of years homeland just because Azerbaijan so demands. They have the right to self-defense, and they shall engage in self-defense. In addition to self-defense, there is no other aim for Nagorno-Karabakh here.
Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan, thank you very much for your time.
Yes, I'm sure.